If you do want to get gas, you have to wait in a line from the government. The guy that we're in our taxi with right now, he said his position to get gas is $1,200 in line, and gas from the government costs around $1. But gas, if you were to buy it on the black market, costs $10 per liter. That's $40.
Stop scrolling right now. You are looking at a 1,200 car line just to get a single drop of gasoline. An entire country has completely run dry, and the absolute chaos is just beginning.
Supply blackouts, which have long been a problem on the island, are now worse than ever. Just yesterday, half the island's power grid failing. You see those protests there. They are unusual.
Take a look at the sheer scale of these daylight protests right here. Notice the faces in the crowd. These aren't professional activists. These are everyday citizens completely pushed to the absolute brink. Half of the entire island's power grid just failed, and you can see the ripple effect immediately on the streets. Look at the guy waving his arms in the background. There is a level of visceral panic and exhaustion that you just can't fake. For decades, the regime kept a tight lid on any public dissent, but right now, the fear is totally gone. They are literally starving, with no fuel to move goods, no power to keep food cold, and no medicine in the hospitals. Look at the surrounding infrastructure. It looks frozen in time, completely crumbling under the weight of this total systemic collapse. It is a terrifying reality check of what happens when a country's central systems absolutely flatline. When the people realize the government has completely run out of resources, the illusion of control shatters, and that is exactly what we are seeing unfold right here.
That Cuba has run out of oil. Reserves are gone, right? As Cuba's been grappling with these major power outages, these blackouts. You see some of that here. Gas stations closed, traffic lights out.
Look at this intersection right here. This is what a total systemic breakdown actually looks like on the ground. The traffic lights are completely dead, and you can see the sheer confusion and gridlock creeping into the streets. Notice the closed down gas stations in the background? They aren't just closed for the night. They are entirely abandoned because there is literally zero fuel left to pump. It is surreal to see a modern society just grind to an absolute halt. Without those working traffic lights, the daily commute turns into pure chaos. And when you combine that with zero gasoline, you get a paralyzed country. Look closely at how the pedestrians are navigating through the stalled cars. Everyone is just trying to survive the day. Imagine needing an ambulance or a fire truck in this environment. They wouldn't even be able to get through the streets, let alone find the fuel to drive there. It is a chilling visual of an entire infrastructure flatlining all at once. This isn't just an inconvenience. It is the literal freezing of an entire economy right before our very eyes.
Official familiar with the matter, the indictment is related to the 1996 incident where Cuba shot down 2 humanitarian planes from an organization known as Brothers to the Rescue. The Trump administration's effort to possibly charge Raul.
Did you catch those military jets slicing through the sky? This visual takes us right back to an infamous 1996 incident, and watching those planes maneuver is seriously intense. Notice the aggressive flight path. This isn't a drill. This is raw military interception. When you look at the raw power of those jets chasing down civilian humanitarian planes, it sends a total chill down your spine. Look at the rapid camera movements. It captures the sheer panic and chaos of that specific moment in history. This visual right here is a massive reminder of the brute force this regime has historically used to maintain its absolute grip on power. It is terrifying to think about the people inside those small civilian aircraft, completely defenseless against military-grade weaponry. The contrast between the massive, heavily armed fighter jets and the tiny planes is visually staggering. It completely shifts your perspective on the stakes involved when dealing with this kind of government. Even decades later, this exact snippet remains one of the most shocking displays of overwhelming force ever caught on tape. What would you do if your city's grid shut down tomorrow? Drop a comment below and hit subscribe for more raw breakdowns.